Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting Vobes show. Yes, welcome live on Facebook. Here I am once again, the Vobe, in his little back terraced house down in Worthing by the seaside. And the weather has been reasonable. It's been a bit sunny this afternoon. It's been a little bit overcast in the morning. But we've been out and we've been doing things. When I say we've been out, I mean we, I mean I, that's the royal we. And by going out, I really only mean into the back garden, where I have been a busy boy getting stuff ready for the Biddenden Tractor Fest and country or rural country show. I've got to get that into my head because I shall get into trouble. But I will have plenty of time to practice on Friday when I'm there. Country show, that's what it is. The Biddenden Tractor Fest and Country Show, of which the lovely Julia and I will be down there on Friday, but mainly on Saturday and Sunday doing the stuff. More about that a little bit later on. Adrian Lidgett is there. Got your name spot on this time. Gary Baines. Hello, Gary Baines. Nice to see you. And Anne Evans, Steve Pilfold. Here we go, he says. Here we go. By the way, Steve, I got Cara's card the other day. I don't think you were watching, but we did do it. We did it on the show. So it's on there somewhere. I don't know which one it is now. I've forgotten what it looks like. Oh, Windermere. There we go. Windermere in the background. So there it is. Do let her know that I got it. Gary Baines is saying hello. James DeWill has joined. Claire Leach, hello to you. On time tonight. Yeah, sorry. Was I keeping you? Was I keeping you waiting last time? It's so bad. Sorry I've not been around, Gary. No, we have noticed your absence. I mean, I'm sure you've been very busy. And actually, I've been meaning to get over to see you because there must be some more promotion that we can do. After the Tractor Fest is out the way, we're back into September. Then do let me know because I'm sure that there's some more stuff. It clashed in the summertime when you had that great big gun that you were firing. But I'm sure we can do some more, which will be great. Ian Beddoes has arrived. Kushti Phil and Mick Barnes, hello. Some of the old faces are there. Good to see you. And when I say old faces, I don't mean, as in age. Cynthia Julian, hello to you. Emily Champion, good evening, she says. Terry Wood, Neil Cox, hello Neil. Lovely to see you again. James DeWill, do you do a branded brolly for the festival? Well, I'm hoping that we don't need it. We were going to investigate a golfing, nearly said a golfing trolley then, but a golfing brolly and a big umbrella with the branding on it. But as yet, we haven't got that. Maybe that will be something for the winter or the autumn as we start to get into it. Terry Wood says, good evening, everyone. So it's all good. It's all good. We're all go. We are live and we're having fun. David Carey has joined. Hello, David. And Linda Kane and Andy Ash. I'm glad Linda Kane is there because in the post, ladies and gentlemen, in the post, I got this. Have a look at that. It is a card. It's a postcard. Yes, people are still sending in those postcards. Thank you so much. And this says, hi, Richard. Came across this and thought of you. What a lovely thing to think. Yes, it's Linda Kane. She's got it. And what she thought was, this is part of the Land Rover experience. And in very tiny lettering, it says, Richard, I have bought you a Land Rover so that you can go touring around the countryside. It says it was the top of the range, whatever that is. It will be delivered to your house very soon. It's bankrupt me now. I am poor, destitute woman. I can't afford the internet to watch your show. No, I'm making all that up. No, she just sent me the car. She didn't buy me a Land Rover. Nice thought, though, Linda. Nice thought. So that will go up on the board. The board is getting thick. I may have to somehow... I'm not quite sure what we should do is scan those in, really, and say who they're from and put them on the web page as a gallery. That would be quite nice, and then people could do it. That's another job I've just invented for myself. That's no good, is it? Yeah, you could scan them all in, put who they're from, and then people can see if their card has come up. I don't know whether that'd be a good idea, but we can but try. David Allen has joined us. Hello. Thank you for joining me. It's lovely to see you. The lovely Julia is watching en route. No doubt she's on the M1 or something at the moment, hurtling southward. She's been up north. We've missed her. We have sorely missed you, lovely Julia. I know you've been having fun, and of course that's the most important thing. You've been there with your family and enjoying yourself and meeting up with friends, and I've seen the pictures and it looks great. But we have missed you. I know you've got the fear of missing out. How do you do that? The F-O... fear of M-O. I had no idea what I had to ask what that meant. F-O-M-O. F-O-M-O. FOMO. FOMO. You FOMO. That's not something to do with foaming at the mouth or anything like that. No, it's the fear of missing out. It's only because I went to Bidden and didn't take her with me because she was up north. I can't help that. If you will go gallivanting up north, it's a busy life down here, Hang on, I've got to have a cup of coffee here. Delish. Anyway, Linda Kane references her postcard and says, didn't look at the PS, did you? What's that? Liar, liar, your pants are on fire. All right, thanks, Linda. Are they? They don't seem to be on fire. Cynthia Julian says, good evening, which is very nice. Thank you very much for saying that. Steve Blakey is sending lots of love. Thank you very much. George Timperley, I missed the first 10 minutes so far, but I'm here now. Well, you've got at the most important bit. Oh, by the way, George, we just did the Who's Won the £1 Million, the Vobes Millionaire, and we pulled it out, and your name came up, funnily enough, but you had to be there to see it, otherwise it wouldn't work. So, unfortunately, there was a big clangor, and because you couldn't claim it because you weren't watching at the right time, you didn't win the £1 million. Oh, well, we'll do it again another time. Another time when you're fast asleep and you're not likely to be watching the show. So that would be good. Henry says, thank you. The lovely Julia says, took me forever to get the show, but she's watching, which is fantastic. Emma Cox, good evening to you, Emma. Dave Baker, Claire Leach. Dave Baker says, good evening, Richard, which is very nice. Robert Crosser from up north, right up north. Hello, Robert. What's it like right up north, up there in bloody Northern Land, where all them statues are? Oh, heck. It's right up. Have you got severe weather up? No, I'm joking because I'm a softy southerner. I can do that. Macintosh Pam has tuned in, which is great. Ian Beddoes, did you dig TLJ's raised bed? No, I didn't dig them. I haven't touched them. Andy Ash says, I had to look it up too, Julia. Yes, we're all as clever as the lovely Julia. John Berger from America has popped in. Hello, John. Lovely to see you. James DeWill, is it 10 minutes? I know, spend 10 minutes just saying hello to everybody. That's the trouble. Greetings from the USA. Thank you, John. It's lovely to see you. Well, I've done the postcard, so that's all good. This is the last show, Friday. There won't be a show on Friday night. I think we'll be too knackered because there's a bit of a panic on. We're going to the Tractor Fest. I mean, we could do a show Friday night, but it would be dark and there'd be a bit of panic on, and who knows? I haven't, don't ask me to do a show on Friday night. Oh, please don't plead with me to do a show on Friday night. The lovely Julia and I are going on Friday to the Tractor Fest field, and on Friday itself we'll be trucking around trying to see who we can set up some interviews, telling them about our live, trying to arrange some places to go. So I think it's going to be a bit hectic on Friday to actually do a show. Plus the fact we will be live on the Saturday and Sunday periodically, probably on the hour from 10 and then 11 and 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 until, well, not 5 because that's when it all shuts, but till, let's say, 4:30, the last one. So we're going to be knackered. We're going to be pushing around Bessie all around that field, trying to get everything in. And then we repeat that, but interview different people on the second day. So I think we've got a lot of our work cut out. So if it's okay with you, we'll just crack on with the prep on Friday. Andy Joy has arrived. Hello, Andy Joy. Robert Crosser says, bye, Eck. Fair pissing done up here. Now, Noz. Up here, thy nose. Oh, thy nose. Oh, aye. All right, lad. All right, that's good. So thrilled. Aye. Adrian Lee says, do Fridays from the bakehouse. Well, we could do Fridays from the bakehouse. That's very true. I don't know if we could go downstairs and do it in the main. We'll have to have a word with the lady, see what she says. Trust Adrian to put his oar in. Linda Kane, I'm joking, Adrian, I'm joking. Linda Kane says you'll probably be in the beer tent after all. Yes, that's right. I think that's where we will be. I'm not making any promises for Friday. If there's anything to promise, I will make the announcement on the day. So check that out, because we would just we would be so busy. From the pub Friday, do it for the. Don't leave us in the lurch. Never mind that we'll be panicking and getting stuff together and sort of testing. And also, it's well, we could do it, but I'd be Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, is charge the batteries up night. I'd be charging up the power supply, charging up the batteries on the camera, charging up the batteries on the laptop, making sure we've still got all the leads, making sure Bessie hasn't had a leak. And all those sort of things, making sure Bessie's tyres are inflated. But we'd be very busy, you know. Oh, very busy. Plus the fact we may go out for a meal somewhere and just chill, you know. We may actually want to chill out before the main event, because I think we're going to have our work cut out whilst we go out there trying to fathom how it all works. But anyway, we may not. Steve says probably wise to take Friday off. Thank you, Steve. Yes, the voice of reason has spoke. Brilliant. Adrian saying, oi, oi. Don't you worry, Adrian. We'll get you. We'll get you. Emily Champion says, I'm going to be travelling Friday, so I can cope without the show, if that helps. Do you know what, Emily? That's brilliant. Thank you so much for that. We won't do the show because Emily is travelling. That's not to say that Emily couldn't set up her phone on the dashboard and have it tuned in, and as she's driving, you know, cause a severe, nasty accident while she's watching the Vobes show. The Vobes show does try to help cause as many severe, nasty accidents as possible. For God's sake, Julia, as you're driving down, don't let your driver see the screen, because we don't want a severe, nasty accident from you, my girl, coming down here, because I'm not doing this show on my own. Not with Adrian there, you know, Adrian the farmer going, I'll have you then there, you get off my land. He'll have his 12-bore loaded up, and you are you going to take pot shots, I am, of Bessie. I'll have her. Where is she? Because Bessie, bless her, is good target practice. I'll have her. You stay still a minute whilst I focus my 2 barrels at you. No, stop moving about, you beggars. I'll have you. Because I know he's a vicious man, really. Andy S says, don't forget to wash your polo shirt so it's nice and fresh for the weekend. Well, actually, funnily enough, I've got 2 of them. So this one will be all nice and clean, and the other one's in the bag, all ready to go. Shirley Ward has arrived. Hello, Shirley, which is great. Yes, I've said that. The pub has a plug, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure it has got a plug. Yes, it's probably got a plug. You're just David... Ian Beddoes says he thought that Julia was driving. Well, I know Julia can multitask. You see, Julia is a woman. Women apparently can multitask, whereas men, they can't. I have enough trouble opening my mouth and looking at the camera. Henry David says, same with me. I'll be on the train this time on Friday, so I wouldn't be able to watch. So I'm glad to hear I won't miss anything. Well, of course, there is the rerun, but it's not the same, is it? Because you can't contribute. So, yes, I think the verdict is... From David, David Henry. Keep calling you David. I keep going David Henry, but it's Henry David. I've got to get that into my thick skull. And what a thick skull it is. Yes, so Henry and, what's the other one called? Emily. So Henry and Emily are travelling. And that's enough for me to say we better not do the show. Anyway, what? No show on oh my God, Andy Joy. That means I'll have to talk to these strange people in the house. I think they're called family. Yes, they might be. You might have to look them up. Have you got those albums? They're quite useful. In the old days, you used to have albums. And you could take them off the shelf and go, now, wait a minute, I recognise you. You've got grey hair, curls, and a big beard. Oh, yes, your mother. That's right, you're my mother. And what about you, with your big paunch belly and your smelly breath and that sort of bristles all round your eyebrows? Oh, it's my sister. How lovely. Lovely to see you, sis. So Julia Hartley says, Charles disliked being a passenger, so she gets to be driven. Ah, yes. Well, there we are. That's very nice. Joe Smith has arrived. Hello, Joe. Lovely to see you. So that's good. Oh, Henry says everybody gets his name mixed up. I do apologise for that. Do you call Charles Charlie? Who's he asking? Charles, as in Charles Aznavour. Hey, Charlie Aznavour. What are you doing? What are you up to? Anyway, so that's enough of that gay banter. I've got a game. I've got a game for you, ladies and gentlemen. George says, I'm doing some editing. Oh, well, I wouldn't do that at the same time. Let's do it. Right, here we go. I've got a game for you. Right, can you tell me what this is? This is a big close-up of something. This gives me a chance to have a slurp of my drink. What is that? Can you tell me what it is? I've got some more pictures of it, and I will reveal it as the show goes. By the way, I'm hoping that the time... It looks like, to me, like the old lip sync is going out again. I'm going to have to... see if I can't fiddle about with the old system, because the lip sync has moved a bit. So you can tell me if it's all a bit winky wonky. Julia says to Andy, no, he's not keen on Charlie.
Hello, Charlie. All right, mate.
Oh, Charlie.
Remember Charlie Drake?
My boomerang won't come back.
They were the days. Yeah, so anybody know what it is? Kushti Phil is saying, is it a gas ring? Is it a gas ring? Let's have another little look here. Let's have a look. Is that a gas ring? Could be a gas ring, but what is it, ladies and gentlemen? Have you any idea? There's no prize. There's no holiday for two in the Caribbean or anything like that. There is the chance to win an evening washing up at the Vobes house. Yes, your chance to win an evening washing up the dishes at the Vobes house. Great fun for all the family. Bring the children and stand them on some steps, and then let them put their little mincy hands into hot boiling water. Get them scolded as they delve in to find a cup and a saucer to wash up and put on the side. Yes, great fun. Can you win by guessing this marvellous... Oh, there you are. Yes, so any more suggestions? Let's have a look. Yes, lip sync. Lip syncs don't match the word I know. I don't know quite what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. I need to sort that out. Your sink lips look fine. Yes, thanks. Is it a ceramic hot water bottle? Says Emily Champion. Good guess, that. Good guess, but no, it's not. Andy Joyce says it looks like some sort of screw-on cap. Maybe. Maybe it is. I couldn't possibly say. It's intriguing, though, isn't it? That's what it is. It's definitely intriguing. Right, I want to tell you about what I've been doing with the lovely box, ladies, and with lovely, what's her name? Bessie. There we are, Bessie. Now, hang on, somewhere down here. I'm just looking for the blooming thing. Where is it? Bessie? No, that's not it. Is that it? No, that's not it. What have I done with the picture? Oh, here we go, of course. Now... As you know, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. As the lip sync is all over the place, here's a chance for me not to appear on the screen so you can't see the difference in lips. As you know, that was how I put a sort of prototype together, and that's what it was. And so it looks very nice. Thank you very much. We did that, and this is the other side, which all looks very jolly. And then painted it in Harvest Gold and British Racing Green, and we put the branding on, which we had done, which you'll appreciate. Then we went to Biddenden the other day, on Tuesday. Yesterday it was. It seems like so long ago. And we went and did a live show, and the girls here, look at the girls there, they gathered around the equipment, looking back at the live show. I showed them how it works. That's the laptop and the cameras. And they were very thrilled. Oh my goodness, how thrilled were they? Everyone was going,
Look, there's a box and it has a computer in it.
And it was great. It all worked. We had the signal. It was marvellous. As you can see, we didn't have the brand. I took the branding off in transit. But we didn't need to put the branding on because there was nobody there, because it just bolts on quite nicely. Anyway, since then I realised, ladies and gentlemen, that unfortunately couldn't see the screen very well. So now I've built a hood. Yes, I've built a little hood so I can put the laptop inside, and so that we can actually see the screen. And here, back in the Vobes yard, you can see what it does. It will look like. It's going to be painted. I've actually painted it now. It just needs another coat of paint, and it'll sit on there. I can bolt the cameras to the top of that, which will be quite good. And it does make a marked difference, ladies and gentlemen, marked difference. So that's really good. And also, ladies and gentlemen, also, you may not quite appreciate this, and I don't quite know why. Oh, hang on, there we go. I have I put a little door on the contraption so that now we can put our bits and pieces in there, our phones and, you know, personal effects and things. That's going to be painted, of course, and it'll be relatively safe. It's not safe because there's no padlock on it, but when we're moving about, you know, if we just happen, it's more effort for someone to open the door and fish about in. They don't always know what's on the inside anyway, but we'll be swarming around it, but just sort of makes it a little bit tidier so people don't really know. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, I have I found this PVC, a whole roll of PVC stuff that I had in the shed from years ago when I was doing my Snug and Cozy, my children's television characters, and we were going to do a stage show, and I bought, it was about £300, a great big roll of this PVC stuff to have a portable set made in pink. Anyway, I've got this roll hidden away, and I brought it out, and I thought, you know what, I could make a little rain cover, because I've got nowhere to store the Bessie thing. So at the moment, it's stuck together with gaffer tape. But anyway, it covers it up nicely and does seem to do the trick. So I'm very pleased with that. So there we are. Sorry about the lip sync. I can see on my monitor that the lip sync is all over the place. I don't know quite why that should be, and what's causing it. I will have to speak slower so that my lips or my voice, maybe if I speak too slow the voice will be too far behind. Maybe if I just speak like this, and then you can't really tell. You can't really I'll just have a bit of paper in front of me like that. There we are. How about that? That's better, isn't it? You wouldn't really know. Nigel Sadler has joined. I wonder if he's back from his travels. Maybe he would tell us. Only says it looks like a robot from the back. It's not a robot. Bessie will have more add-ons than a James Bond car, says Andy Joy. Well, that's very true. Yes, I was just thinking it probably needs some headlights. That's the next thing. A little smoke machine would be quite nice. I think that would be quite nice. You know, a bit of dry ice coming out underneath as we go live. Maybe some strobe lights would be good, and some of those neons, a big neon flashing light, and perhaps some fireworks. You know those sort of fireworks they do when people have a birthday party and they come out and they go, "Happy birthday to you, plus my toast too." Maybe one of those with lots of effects like that would be good. Could have one of those big bang things that scare crows. You know, like a 12-bore shotgun blank. Every now and again, maybe a maroon on there, just to sort of, you know, sound to knock people over. That would be quite good. What else could you put on there? You could streamers. It could fire streamers out of different things. You know, you get somebody who knows the answer to something and it streams out like they're streaming away. That would be good. There we go. Linda Kane says the lip sync is fine. Oh, good. Well, that's I don't know why it does it. Sometimes it does it, and sometimes it doesn't. I wonder if I pause the amount. Maybe it's something to do with the amount of internet that's being utilised. Hang on, I'm having a slurp of coffee. LEDs. That would be a good thing, and maybe a big balloon. You know, in the shape of my head, with glasses on it. That is floating about, like you know, like the Trump one that they had or whatever. That would be quite nice. We could have one of those. So lip sync is fine. The iPad is way out. So anyway, so that gives you an idea of what I've been up to, which is rather good. Let's have a look at our. Let's have a look at this object now. That I have another picture here. If that will help, I don't know if this helps for you to work out what it is. Does that help? Is that a bit easier now, ladies and gentlemen? Is that easier? Can you see what it is yet? Do you know what that is? If you do, let me know. That would be absolutely fantastic. In the meantime, we will. I think we'll go and have a look at the group and see what the group are doing. And on the group tonight, ladies and gentlemen, this is the group in the Bald Explorer. We get the backside of a cow. This is TLJ, not the TLJ, of course, not the lovely Julia, but this is it Fizzy, Fizzer, Fizzink, Fizzage, Fizzy Fops, something like that. I can't remember what the real name is. I only know her as TLJ. She's had her ears clipped. Have a look at that. She's had her ears clipped, which is a bit of a shame. Sporting her new ear furniture. She's got a name. Now, interestingly, I had the chance, ladies and gentlemen, to talk with Adrian yesterday. Seems like it was a week ago, but it was actually yesterday. And I did say, how do you get those numbers? Where do you get the numbers from? Can you make them up? Do you get them out of a raffle book? How does it come? And he said it's very much the same way as you get... well, I suppose like a passport or what was he did mention something and I can't remember what it was, like a number plate, or not a number plate. But anyway, they're allocated. You get them. I suppose like buying the premium bonds. You can't choose who buys premium bonds anymore. Who's got premium bonds, by the way? I'd be interested to know if anyone's got any premium bonds and have they ever come up. I bought my mum bought me a premium bond when I was about 6 or 7. £2 of premium bonds when I was 6 or 7. Never come up. Not in all those years. Absolute waste of money. However, I'm just waiting for is it 50,000 is the big one? It'd be lovely if it did come up. You can go online and check the numbers. I don't even know where my premium bond thing is now. I've moved around, not too much, but anyway. That's the point is the ear thing. Here it is. Here we are. Those ear things they're allocated, and then you print them off on a bit of old card that you've got knocking about the farm, and you're all right. So absolutely splendiferous. So there we go. Right, next up then. Apart from that, she's looking very well. She's bigger than she was before. This is Bev Barsby. Thanks, Bev. First time I've seen your name pop up here, and it's lovely to see your photos. This is St Cuthbert's Cave in the Cloe Hills near Lowick in Northumberland. And that is a cave underneath there, would you believe it not? It looks like those trees are growing out the top of the cave, but I think they are slightly set further back. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm rather hoping that is the case. Otherwise, inside the cave would be full of roots. But, yeah, no, interesting cave. Thanks very much for posting that. Over on the other side, we have Pam Earnshaw, who went to Littlehampton. So from Northumberland down to Littlehamptonland, she went there for her Saturday saunter. And this is, it does look a bit grey on that particular day. This is down there looking at the River Arun, or the estuary of the Arun, going out in Littlehampton. It's very nice. Thanks very much, Pam. Always good. More water now from Paul Hine. This is Swelling Hill Pond, 4 marks. I'm not quite sure how you say all that. Swelling Hill Pond, 4 marks in Hampshire. Well, it's a very nice pond. Look at that. It's delightful. You on a day like that, you just want to go jumping into it and having a bit of a swim. I know I do. Now, this is a lovely picture. This is at 2 archways which have pears. Yes, pears growing in them. You might expect all sorts of, lovely flowers or ivy or something like that. These are pears. A pear arch seen at Westdean Gardens, in the walled gardens, while Richard Suggett took this, while he and I were looking around making our videos, of which are on at the moment on the Bald Explorer Facebook page and on YouTube, so do check them out if you haven't seen them. And I said, look, there's 2 of them. There's a pair of arches. No, very droll, said Richard, but it is true, a pair of arches. So very nice. Thank you very much for posting that. Russ Mitchell has been to Bradford-on-Avon, which is a lovely place, and I have not been there, but I would love to go because it looks absolutely divine. There's lots of history in there. Just look at the rooftops in that lovely old building. Marvellous. Very, very lovely. Thanks for posting that, Russ. Wendy Wakelin has got Victoria out and her lovely... Well, it's not a shepherd's hut, but it's... I don't know what they call it. They've been off making their way down to the Weald and Downland Museum, where there will be where they will be at their Steam and Vintage event next weekend. Oh, yes. So that'd be nice. So if you get a chance to nip down to the Singleton Open Air Museum, then go and check it out next weekend. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know, is there a little romance in the air? Is there romance happening, ladies and gentlemen? I've seen a lot of these pictures. Nikki, Jess, and Mark Selwood there. I don't know if they're out there. Are they out there? Are they there tonight, or are they hiding? Or are they doing other things? You never know. I haven't seen them. I'm just scouring now to see if they're there. Are you there? Are you there, dear people? No, I don't think they are. Well, we want to know. Everyone's here with bated breasts, wanting to know if there's a little bit of a romance in the air. That would be fantastic. Sorry, there was a pause. There was a momentary pause there, ladies and gentlemen. I was just reading a message from Steve Pilfold, which went completely out of my head. He says, don't think you're using the Pilfold tech messaging system. Maybe it was one of the other admins in the group that read my message saying I was ready to go on it. Oh, I need to find, if you can you send me the email link to it? If you could send me the email link, I will try and access it as we speak and see if I can, I'm just loading up my email program, which would be great. If you email that to me, Steve Pilfold, he's got this device, and it's worth trying it out. It'd be lovely to try it out. So whilst he's doing that, thanks very much. You send me that link. I'm going to show you something horrific that I discovered the other day. This is a horrific picture. The lovely Julia went to visit her friends, and they watched me on the telly. Imagine that. Look at that. It's absolutely an outrage. An outrage. It's very peculiar. This is the mystery object, ladies and gentlemen, which I'm very curious to know if you can work out what it is. I know there's a bit of cobwebs around there. Yes, that's true. It is. When I pulled this object off from where it was sitting, if an object can sit, didn't have crossed legs or anything, it had been there a while, because I was trying to find something which you wouldn't immediately guess, but I'm interested to know if you can get it. That would be fantastic. Do give us another guess if you can. Let's have a look. I'm just looking to see if any emails have come through. Maybe it's not come through as yet, but hey ho. And now I'm trying to. This is a one-man band. I need a producer. Julie, the lovely Julia says that would have been me and Steve. My apologies. I had hoped it didn't register my car accident. What? Didn't register my accidental click. What was? Oh, that's something different. Sorry, I'm reading it. Is it from a gas lamp? Says Emily Champion. Well, that's a very good guess. Is it from a gas lamp? It's a very good guess. Well, it isn't. Is it a pocket watch winder? No, it's not a pocket watch winder, but it's very good. Andy Ash says, it's a timepiece. It has to be. It's a timepiece. This is marvellous. Can you imagine Richard rolling into the church with Bessie? Oh, that would be great fun. Andy Joy said that. Matthew Holdsworth, Mark English has joined. Thank you very much. First Vobe show, wedding on the cards. Oh, I see what you mean by church. Oh, yes, that would be great, wouldn't it? That would be marvellous. Somebody's saying an old radio, aka wireless or gramophone. Well, it's not that either. Right, here we go. I'm just getting my link set up. This is all very exciting. Okay, so now Steve Pilfold, I need to know how we're going to operate this, because I can see I don't know who's posting these. Presumably it's Steve. A gas ring. Oh, here we go. So I'm getting the messages. Does this refresh itself? That would be interesting to know. Does it refresh itself? Do let me know. But anyway, right. Let me see if I can find another picture, because this is here we go. Here's a. What about now? Does that help? Not really. Okay. But keep guessing. Keep guessing. I'm just trying to find a better. No, wrong. Where is it? Here we go. Just over here. How about this will help you out? There we are. I've widened it out. That surely now you've got it. Surely that is the key thing. I'll just leave that up for a few moments whilst I just have a look. It should auto refresh, says Steve Pilfold. So that's marvellous. So well done, sir. But this is it's interesting. It's interesting how this is going to work. We're using the Vobomatic messaging system that Steve Pilfold has built amazingly, so that he can. So what we're talking about is he can look at the chatter, that the noise that's going on. Actually, I've still got that up, so let's get a shot of that for a moment. So he can look at the noise that's going on, and he can pull out the relevant comments, because sometimes we get too many comments. People say, "Oh, you missed my question." So if you've got a question, you can put it. It's down to Steve Pilfold tonight, who's operating the system, to post up those questions, and I will actually get them. So this is great. Linda Kane says she thinks it's an old fire extinguisher. So it isn't. No. You're gonna kick yourself. It's one of those things, isn't it? You will kick yourself when you know what it is. But if you don't know what it is, I went out with the camera and I thought, oh, I'm going to do this game, see if this is a bit of fun, see if you like this sort of thing, and show you. It's an old game, isn't it? A parlour game. But I think this is very much that sort of thing. Oh, Anne thinks it's a tapper for Morse code. Well, that's a very good guess, Anne. But it's not. It's not that either. But it's very difficult to get the pictures so that you don't get it too quickly. So that's quite interesting. Let's see. I'll see. I can't remember how many pictures I've got now before. Here we go. This might... I don't know if this really helps. I mean, forget about the dust. Does that really help? If you've got one of these lying about the house, I don't know whether that really helps or not. But... have a little glance at that, and we'll see what you make of that, okay? Because I think the next one is actually the reveal. Louise thinks it's a toilet flush, and Neil thinks it's a plane. I guess not an aeroplane, but a working wood one. Well, it could well be. It's a curious. I'll let you in. Shall I let you in on this? Shall I? Let's have a look. We've got yes. Okay, so all of those bits and pieces, I could have gone on for ages with this, but how are we doing? We're 37 minutes into it. Let's reveal what it is. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That's what it is. You're going, what the hell is it? What is it? That's a coffee grinder, ladies and gentlemen. It's a coffee grinder. You've got the nut thing right at the back. You've got the nut thing at the back and the funny little contraption. You've got the handle, which looks like a Morse code tapper, which is very good. And then you've got the dome fitted onto the box. Maybe that was a bit unfair. I don't know. But anyway, that's what it is. I do have another object. I could show you that one. Let me just start that one off. Here we go. I've got two in tonight's show. That's the second one. Again, it's covered in dust. But what is it? Does anybody know? Do you know what that is? Have a little guess. It'd be great fun if you can guess it. Stuart apparently got the answer. Did you, Stuart? Jane thinks it's a veg chipper. well done, Stuart. Marvellous, yes. It's a nice old-fashioned... It's actually over there on the other side. Actually, I could go and get it, couldn't I? It means I've got to leave the chair. Wait a minute. I've lost my editing software. Have a look at that one again. Whilst you're looking at that, I'm just crossing the room, and I'm going to go and get the grinder thing. Here we go. I'm back. Here it is. This is what it is. So you've got the nutty thing on the top. That was the thing, and that's the tapper. Beep 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 beep. Morse code. Put the coffee in there. You grind it up like that. Obviously, you shut the lid. And then it comes out in this little tray. I've actually poured coffee all over the place. I have used it, but it's a bit of more of a ornament, really, than an actual working thing. I mean, it does work, but you're better off with a grinder. And then I've got some coffee here. Mind you, this is instant coffee, so it's quite nice. So there we are. Any thoughts on that? Send Stuart some leftover radio show merchandise from 10 years ago. Oh, really? Oh, yes. Who said that? Somebody said that. The producer said that. I don't always know who's saying what. Hang on, I've lost the... This is more complicated than I imagined it would be. Yes, I have got... where is it? what I should send you, Stuart, for getting that, is you could have one of these cards from my original podcasting days. Look at that. Podcasting to the World. When I started out, it was the Richard Vobes radio show. Internet radio, we called it. I had two eyes then, back in the day. And here's the other side. Listening by going to the website and clicking on the show icon or download to your MP3 player and enjoy when shopping, commuting, walking the dog or exercising at the gym. We had to educate people back in those days what a podcast was. This was in 2005. I had these flyers done. Got more flyers now. Oh, I've lost them all. These flyers up here. I don't know where they've gone. Got a whole load of box of them. I thought I had one. I think I took them with me to Biddenden. So anyway, so that's that. What have we got here? We've done the group, haven't we? We talked about the Tractor Fest. Tomorrow's video is when Julia and I, the lovely Julia and I, go to Mortimer Forest. We went up there. When did we go up there? It was last week, wasn't it? It was a week ago now. Golly, time really flies. We went up there and we made 2 videos at Mortimer Forest. Steve Pilfold sent me a very interesting email questioning some of the information. I still haven't answered it. Sorry, Steve, but I do know that. But tomorrow, you can put the comments actually on the thing. You know, do that. Test our knowledge and question it. I don't mind people questioning it at all, because that's what it is, isn't it? So it's all up for debate. But the thing was that, yes, we made 2 videos. One about the Mortimer Forest, which we struggled to find. We were half an hour late. We were in the area, zooming around, trying to find High Vennels. Not High Ven. Well, High Vennels is the place, but the Vennels car park, which is part of Mortimer Forest. And the sat nav took us to a farmer's field onto his land with this country lane that went up to his house. And he came by in his tractor and he was very red-faced and he was going, brrr. And I said, I'm ever so sorry, we're trying to find the Vennels car park for Mortimer Forest. And he was going, oh, it's not bloody here. He was very upset. He said, it happens all the time. I'm going to get onto them. He said, oh, the sat-nav people, everyone's ending up in my field. They're all looking for the right place. Clearly, they all share the same postcode. That's when the postcode thing doesn't work so well. Have a look at this bit then. This is the same object, but slightly different angle on it. See what you make of that. Ian Beddoe says he remembers the good old days of the Vobe show, which is nice. Emily says she thinks that is a groovy flyer. Thank you very much. So that was good. Steve says he's putting his own message in. James DeWill says, this reminds me of Ask the Family, or whatever that programme was called. Yes. And Nigel Saller has just noticed you put up the new board, Get the Man Some Glasses. Yes, quite right. Get him some glasses. Any idea on what that was? That's the new object. You get to win. I'm assuming that was, by the way, when you said Stuart, there's only one Stuart that I know watches, so presumably that's Stuart Douch, isn't it? And if I'm wrong, so Stuart Douch, we'll have to send you one of these. Do send me your, you've got my email, send me your address and I'll send you that by return. Or by my return from Tractorfest, probably. Or if you send it me I'll send it tomorrow. I'll have to go and get some stamps now, but and some envelopes. But it would be fun. It would be fun. That's a good one. Anybody guessed the object yet? There's that. Let's have a look. See if I've got any more pictures. Oh, this makes it very easy. There we go. Forget the dust. You'll know what that is. Somebody will get that. Has anybody got it? Pam Earnshaw says, is it a carpet sweeper? No. Emily Champion says, is it a Petri dish? It isn't a Petri dish, but thanks. It's a good guess, though, although it's actually quite wrong. I had to dig around in the shed for that. I've used it, but not for a long, long time. In fact, the last time I used it was probably on the show. Yes, that's not much of a clue. Not this show, but the old Vogue show as well. I have got another card. Somewhere I've got some even other cards. But, yeah, I'll have to see if I've still got them. I had tons of them. I chucked them all away. I kept a few back. But, yeah, so these could be valuable. Not really valuable, but they're quite fun. So let's see if anyone's that. Andy Ash says, is that Elvis Presley with a candlestick? No, sorry, I misread that. Andy Ash says, is that Elvis Presley behind you? Behind me? What are you talking about? Nigel Sadler says, has gone with a candlestick. Is it a candlestick? George Timperley says, Bess's cover. Well, I put it on Bess's cover. That's the truth. I've lost the screen now. I put it on Bess's cover. That's true. Just because I pulled it out the shed, you see, and Bess is sitting outside of the shed, and this. But so clearly, you see, I kept thinking, oh, it's too easy. It's too easy. People are going to guess it. I'll make it a bit easier now. Then, how about this? It's interesting. I'm learning on how difficult or how easy they are. This is part of the same object, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you can work out what that is. That's extremely close. Some objects are so unique that if you show too much, you've given the game away. See what you think. Stuart Douch, is it a measuring cylinder? Well, that's a very interesting. Let me put it that way. It's an interesting observation. It does measure. That's true. In fact, here we are. I'll tell you how much. This is very good. He'll be sending you 2 lots of things. This might help you a bit more then. But do you know what it's measuring? What is it measuring, and what would you use it for? We're getting there in the end. I'm very impressed, I have to say. That's very good. Do you know what that is? What is it for, and what would you be measuring? Any suggestions? Send them on a postcard. Emily Champion says, I did think a measuring cylinder, but it looks like a ball in it. Well, there we go. Pam Earnshaw wonders if it's a heater, and Emily thinks it's a weather thing. It's got something to do with heat, kind of, but not really. Not so much heat, actually. It isn't a weather thing. It's got nothing to do with weather. So we're all doing very well, which is marvellous. Ian Beddoes, what did he say? Have you ever typed Vobes.com? Oh, let's have a look. Hang on, I missed that comment. Into the internet on the way back machine. No, I haven't. Neil Gardner says, is it a salt shaker? That's a good comment. A rain measure? Too close. Mark Selwood, there he is. Hi, gang. Just saying hi. Just going to the cinema with Nikki. Mark Selwood. Wait, before you go, Mark Selwood, before you go, thanks for coming in, by the way. Thanks for coming in. But Mark Selwood, could you give us a heads up? Is there a little bit of romance going on in the air? We're all nosy. We're desperately nosy. We want to find out how's it going, what's going on. Tell us all about. Just before you go to the back seat of the cinema, what's happening? What's occurring there? Is there a little bit of something going on, or should we get the buckets of cold water out? That's what we want to know. If you could just clear up that little thing, then you can go. Then you can go to the cinema and have a lovely time. Very nice time. We just want to know what is occurring there. Should there be little heart bubbles going up? That's what I want to know. I'm quite interested in that. George Timperley says, I've used one in science. Is it a thermometer? It's not a thermometer. Mark Selwood says, you're being very cheeky, Richard. Yes, I'm being very cheeky because we've seen all the photos. You've been plastering the photos up. You've been plastering them, so we want to know. We want to know what's going. We're all very excited for you both. So we want to find out. You know, in the old Vobe show, in the Vobe show podcast, I should say, we had a chap called Ferdy Quack. Wasn't his real name, but back in those days, a number of people used to listen and only communicate by made-up monikers. You see, handles, as the old CB users would call it. And he was called Ferdy Quack. And we had another lady. Oh, what was her name? Not Diane. Can't remember her name off the top of my head. It's gone. But let's call her Diane for the sake of argument. But it wasn't Diane. Anyway, the point was they lived in 2 different parts of America and they listened to the show. And they got together. It was very romantic. So, you know, things can happen. Mark Selwood says, thanks, Richard. Neil Cox says, what happens in Cornwall stays in Cornwall. Yes, I'm sure it does. Have a great evening. Bye-bye, says Mark Selwood. And he's off to the back seats of the cinema. And good luck to him. I hope that's all very exciting. He just want to say we're having a great time. Yes. How long is she staying down there? That's what I want to know. It seems like you've been down there for ages. Emily Champion says it's like a dating agency or blind date. It does, maybe it should be the Vobes blind date or the Vobes matchmaking service. VMS, Vobes matching service. Somebody can think of a vatching, no, not vatching, vating, a vating service. No, somebody will come up with a much wittier title than I can come up to with on the spare of the moment. Marcus said goodbye and he's run off without confirming or denying. Yes, I know. We know what's going on tonight. Yeah, steady there. No doubt if you are in Cornwall at the moment, just be careful. That tremor, it's not an earthquake. I know they've had that terrible, terrible bridge collapse over in Italy at the moment. That is a dreadful thing. But please, whatever you do, just hold on to the crockery on the shelves and anything valuable. Make it sure it's secure, because tonight I feel down in Cornwall there might be a little bit of vibration. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? A little bit of variage. The problem is, I don't know who says this, most of us are married. Yes, I know. I managed to get out of mine. The Vobes Agency, where we probe your love life, says Emily Champion. Oh, yes, we're nosy buggers, we are here. Well, the thing is, people post their pictures on a public forum. What are you supposed to do? If people didn't want to do that, why post their pictures? That's the thing. Marcus has his run off, which is marvellous. So there we go. So that's them dancing into the sunset. Have we got this ruddy thing yet? Let's have a look. I've got here we go. Here's the last picture then. You'll get it from this. There we are. What is that? You all know now. I just dug it out the shed and shoved it on Bessie's cover. It is one of those things. I don't even know what you call it now. It's a specific gravity thing, isn't it, for measuring the alcoholic or the sugar content in wine or beer making. One of those. So nice and easy, he says. Vobes is Cilla Black, although Steve points out that she's dead. Yes, I am the spirit of Cilla Black.
What's it all about, Alfie?
Do you remember that? I think Cilla Black sung that one, didn't she?
What's it all about?
Yes, maybe not that. So Steve Pulfo says, my parents were in Cornwall and there was an earthquake, or so they said. Yes, thanks, Mum. Too much information. So there we go. Anyway, look, we're running out of time. I'm running out of things to say because I've run out of everything. I've done the TV, we've done the box, we've done the object, we've done the postcard, we've done the Tractor Fest, we've done the box. So that's it. Yes, so Friday, no show on Friday. Nobody guessed that, so there's only one of these going out to Stuart. So Stuart, do send me your email address and you get the lucky prize. I'll shove it in. That probably won't get much of a message with it, I'm afraid. Let's see if anybody's actually sent. No, he hasn't sent his email address. Oh, well. Linda won that. She said a hydrometer. Oh, well, there we are, Linda. Oh, you said that a while back. So there we are, Linda. Hang on a minute. So there's one for Stuart, and I'm running out of these. I'm running out now. I've got a couple more. So one for you, Linda. So email me your address. You didn't put your address on this one, did you? So you'll get a postcard in the post. You'll get these cards. If I can find the other ones, if I've got a sufficient supply of the other ones, I'll dig those out and stick them in, along with a current flyer. So you'll have the whole collection. You'll have the whole, for what it's worth. What you don't get is a T-shirt or branding on your car, but never mind. That's all go. Steve says, have a great time at Bindon. I'm at work during the day on both days, sadly. Andy Ash says, beer making kit, maybe half a point for him. If you think I'm going to send you half of one of these. You've got another thing coming. But I'll send you a card. Send me your address by email. I'll send you the card. How about that? This is interaction. This is interaction. I mean, I could just scan them and email them, which would cost nothing, but it's much more fun having a bit of card. I'll sign them, ladies and gentlemen. I'll sign them with my own nefarious hand. How about that? And I'll send you a current flyer as well. So that would be good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to finish because leave them wanting more. So in other words, I should have finished half an hour ago. I know. So we will be live on the Bald Explorer page. Just want to make that absolutely clear. When we're at the live event at Biddenden at the Tractor Fest, we will be on the Bald Explorer page. It's a Bald Explorer live, not a Vobes show. Okay, I know it's confusing. And then Monday, I'll be back here. Excuse me. Who knows? The lovely Julia may be free to come in on the Monday show. Don't know. We'll have to ask her nearer the event. She may have got sick and tired of me by then, by the whole weekend. I mean, you know, after 6 months of appearing on the Vogue show, she's needed 4 or 5 days to go up north and escape from the Vobes vibes. So don't blame her, really. But anyway, not to worry. Mortimer Forest in tomorrow's show is going to be an absolute hoot. Do tune in for that. Will be great. David Carey is worshipping the sun god in hope for our trip. Thank you very much, David. That's very kind of you. That's brilliant. I see an email has come in. Thank you, Stuart Dausch. Thanks for the show. And his address is... Oh, I nearly gave it away. Thanks for that. I will send that in. Hang on, I just need to put a star by your name so I don't lose the address. Now I've done it. So in the meantime, thank you so much for coming along. It's been absolutely marvellous. But you know what I'm going to say? If I turn the volume up. Why is that still going? Is that on repeat? That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. Something's going awry here. When you hear this music, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's time for me to make sure everything is going to be working properly for the What's the Name show. Is the lip sync working all right now? Have we? Maybe something was just slow or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much. Take care, one and all. Have a great weekend. It's not the weekend. Rest of the week. Sorry, it feels like a weekend because I don't really stop working. Until the next time, enjoy yourselves. Thanks again, and bye for now. Goodbye. Goodbye.